And now, for fans of the most exciting sport in the world, the MMA Live Chat Hour. Listen up and find out what's happening in the world of MMA. Hello and welcome to the MMA Live Chat Hour. I'm Rich Davie. It's Sunday, April 27th, 2014. Today after the UFC 172 Jones vs. Teixeira event. On today's show we'll discuss the UFC 172 Jones vs. Teixeira event. We'll review our predictions for the main card. And we'll chat about some of the undercard bouts in the final thoughts segment as well. On today's show we have yours truly, Damon Gazelle, and Jeremiah Deskins. Thanks for taking part in another show, guys. I appreciate you guys taking the time to be here and joining me to discuss some of the news regarding the UFC 172 event. Go ahead and say hello to anybody that might be listening.
Thanks for having me, Rich. Good to see you, Jeremiah.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you too, buddy.
All right, that was a pretty exciting event, guys. Let's jump right into it here. UFC 172, that was, I don't know, man, that was one of the better events that we've seen in a while. It was pretty exciting. Quite a few exciting finishes as well. Let's talk about Jon Jones versus Glover Teixeira. Jon Jones wins by unanimous decision with all three judges' scorecards reading 50-45. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm a bit surprised at how Goldie and Rogan were hyping Jones's performance, especially when you consider that Glover Teixeira was, ranked around number 15 when the matchup was made. And, all of a sudden, come nearing fight time there, he was ranked number 2, and Jones could not finish him. I wasn't impressed with that performance, but DFW was ecstatic about it, stating that he thought this was one of Jones's best performances. What do you guys think about this fight and DFW's comments?
I mean, DFW is always going to say that about Jon Jones. He's hyping up his money machine. Glover Teixeira showed he's one tough bastard. The rankings, I really hate the UFC rankings, but it's not the UFC that does it, it's the media.
Exactly. I was going to say the same thing. It's not even UFC rankings, so why do they even bother calling it UFC rankings when it's the media that makes it and they're so friggin' wishy-washy? I mean, how do you have a guy ranked 15
jump up to number 2
matchup, and then he's ranked number 2, a week before the fight?
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, they really need to say to the media, say, hey, just because there's somebody's getting a title shot, do not start putting the guy higher in the rankings for that.
You know what I like even better? I would like even better if they just went ahead and named it, the press UFC rankings and let the UFC do their own rankings. Because
UFC put the media rankings and the UFC rankings.
Yeah, I mean, because what's the point of having UFC rankings when they don't mean anything?
That ought to be the only rankings that you go by is the UFC rankings, because the Johnson fight shows rankings don't mean shit anyway.
Well, I think the UFC would do the same thing, actually, the way they tout things and hype things up.
I don't think they would. I think they would have to be a little more responsible because, I mean, it's kind of a joke at this point to look at the rankings the way that they have them, and they fluctuate so dramatically. How do you go from 15 to number 2? It's not even, reasonable.
But it's, they have to take in all the media, and some of them are just, There was an article by I forget who it was, but it was a really good article talking about the rankings in the media and certain. He didn't name who it was, but saying about how certain media members kind of all stick together and hype up the rankings. It's. I mean, you see guys that haven't even fought in 3 or 4 months actually go up, and they're not even scheduled to fight. It's like, where the fuck do you come up with?
And you see guys getting ranked up when they haven't had a fight, guys getting ranked down when they haven't had a fight.
It's like they don't even look at the current rankings and they just
It's like they're picking
start
their
going.
favorites.
Yeah, they've got a list of fighters and they just start going, putting numbers, you know.
Exactly. The rankings are actually worse than some of the MMA sites that are out there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All
What
right.
did you guys think about the scoring on that one? I mean, the
I think
judges
it
had
was
that one a
totally.
shutout.
I think
Yeah.
it was a shutout. I do.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the aggression definitely helped Jones get it. One thing though is the eye pokes, man.
Yeah, that
Jones,
was
they
ridiculous
have
with his
really,
hands on his friggin' forehead like that. That
yeah,
was
and he does it so much
yeah.
too.
And then not only did he have his hand on his forehead, he was pawing and pulling his hand down across his eyes. It's like, come on.
I'm just sick of watching. It's the same scenario whenever Jones fights. Use the
Yeah,
distance, paw, elbow, teep to the thigh. I mean, it's just the whole scenario I'm tired of.
Oh, damn, and those knee kicks that he was throwing too that a lot of people don't like John Jones for. Man, some of those were really powerful and brutal.
hmm the thing though was they have got to make because it when somebody's got their fingers right in your face, it makes it really hard for a fighter to come in or risk injury. You know, if you get an eye injury, it's possible you could end your career with it. So it's fighters. You know, he's poked. I think Rashad, Rampage, Shogun, Machida.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it's not accidental
Gus.
because he's actually raking the eyes with his hand.
Yeah, yeah, and he does it on purpose. And it's like how does the ref not see it?
Well, he warned him. He was warned a couple times, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, he did it twice, and he said next time you're going to get a point taken away. But the thing is they need to be proactive and say, hey, no more of if you're going to try and gauge your distance, you need to have your hand actually closed up in a fist. No more fingers
Well,
out.
that was kind of disrespectful too. He was kind of like
Oh yeah, it's kind of like,
mocking
hey,
him.
little kid, you know.
Exactly. Hey, little boy.
Yeah.
That
stay over there.
almost makes you wish that he could have grabbed his hand and just broke some fingers.
It was frustrating the hell out of him. You can tell it too. I mean, you can't get nowhere close to somebody doing that. And just holding his forehead, man, it was fucking pitiful.
Yeah, it's like what
stand
you would
watching
do.
it.
It's like what you would do to your younger brother, you know.
Exactly.
It's like the old cartoon.
You'd hold the
Just
top
hold
of
him
the
back,
head and
swing it
like,
away.
swing away.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
that
what do you
should
guys
not
think
be
about that other
allowed.
comment? What do you guys think about the other comment that I made? Specifically that Goldie and Rogan were hyping the performance, and when you're looking at things realistically, Glover was ranked number 15. So how could this be one of his best performances? And he was so great. And when the guy was ranked number 15, he should have been able to finish a number 15 guy.
His performance against Shogun and Machida by far was a better performance. I think even the performance against Gus was a better performance than he did last night.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think Jones did show that he's pretty versatile, and that if you've watched all of or pretty much all of Glover Teixeira's fights, that is Glover's kind of wheelhouse of what Jones was doing. But the thing is, with that size and reach, I mean, he can impose his will on these guys that are so much smaller. But the thing is he was taking the shots, and Glover's got strong ass.
I don't think
Man.
he landed anything clean on him, though.
He caught him a few times with the uppercuts.
Yeah.
I thought he was hurt at once when
I don't think it's really the uppercut. I thought it was the cross that was going to do him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but he was on a 20-fight win streak. I mean, and he was dominant in those fights.
So what happens to Glover Teixeira now? Where does he go in the rankings? Because he bumped up to number 2, so now where realistically does he belong?
Probably back down to 15. I don't know. With the media, you never know.
He could end up fighting Rumble next. You never know how they do.
That would be
a good match.
That'd be a good fight.
Yeah.
But I kind of don't want to see that because I would like to see Glover try and go at it again. Maybe with a different game plan going into the match. I want to see.
I don't want to see that fight again. I don't.
I want to see Johnson actually get like Jones does, kind of a easy road to the title.
It's like
I'm not interested in seeing a rematch of.
no,
I'm talking about Johnson against Jones. I'd
Yeah.
like to see Johnson against Jones.
Johnson looked like a fucking beast at 205, man. That's his natural weight class.
Yeah,
Damn,
it was good. You guys were all
damn, he's
doubting me
big,
on that
man.
one, huh?
Man,
Yeah,
he was big.
I thought Phil Davis's wrestling was going to be too much for him, and Davis didn't even get him down once. I
All right,
mean,
well, let's talk
every
about that
takedown.
one when we get to that fight. Anything else
Yeah,
more
yeah.
on this one here? I mean,
It's
'cause,
about
I think personally that this was a matchup made to polish the tarnished image of Jones
yeah.
after the performance from Jones in the fight with Gustafsson. This certainly wasn't the sort of performance you'd expect, of a champion over an opponent that was truly ranked number 15 going into the fight.
It's him hyping the crowd with the Ray Lewis dance. And another thing about the eye poke and the way he keeps the distance and the hand in your face, that sets up his elbow jab, as I like to call it. You can't see it coming. He's fucking got a blindfold on you. Next thing you know, you got an elbow jab. I mean, when you got a reach of almost 100, I mean, come on, man. It's terrible. I can't stand it. I ain't got nothing else to say about it.
Yeah,
I just got done watching the fight again.
In that performance last night, I can see why a lot of people say that he's a dirty fighter because I know a lot of people don't like those knee kicks that he throws, and he was throwing them brutal last night. He was putting some power into those knee kicks last night.
It's a dirty way he uses his reach. Go ahead, Damon. My bad.
I don't mind Jones putting his hands out to gauge distance. What I do mind is him putting them fingers out when he's doing it, because he's breaking the eyes, he's poking guys in the eyes. Every fight, I'm pretty sure almost every fight he's actually poked his opponent in the eye. I mean, he's extending that reach even further. Well, he's using the entire reach. But the thing is when you're fighting and you got guys coming forward, you should not have your fingers extended.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and I'm gonna take a page out of GSP's book here and say, John Jones, I was not impressed with that performance last night.
Not at all, man. I mean, I'm all for using your reach, but he uses his reach in a fucking dirty way. I can't stand it. It's the same thing over and over. It wasn't a factor in the Gus fight. It was a totally different fight, but
yeah, it's totally different reach.
You have to say at least he was a little respectful, but then again, too, he totally dominated. So he would have looked like a big ass if he wasn't respectful.
Yeah, and I'm actually giving Cormier a better shot at beating Jones than Gus. It's like I was telling my friend. I hope that the Gus fight that just wasn't his best night of his life. I hope he could live up to it, have a repeat performance, because Jones has said that he actually underestimated Gus.
And he said he only went at 80%.
He only went 80%, and he knows what's coming for the next fight. But I just hope he can do a repeat performance, and that wasn't just the best night of Gus's fucking life.
Well, if you've ever, go ahead. It looks like you froze up. If you look at Gus's fights, though, he is always moving around. I don't think he's gonna. I don't think he's going. I think that is one of the things that gave Jones such a problem.
Yeah.
Is his movement and cutting him off and doing a lot of things that most other fighters, and having a reach that's comparable to Jones. Glover had a 9-inch reach disadvantage coming into the fight. And that 9-inch, that's like having one of those little wooden baseball bats that you get at a baseball game. It's like being able to poke somebody with that.
Well, I wasn't impressed with this fight from the onset of when it was announced, and to me, it was exactly as I thought it would be. It was, a pointless fucking fight.
Yeah, I picked Teixeira to win just for the simple fact that I just can't pick Jones to win. I hate him that fucking much.
Yeah.
I knew he was going to win, but I mean.
I was hoping for the knockout punch, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, I was too. I had to go with Jones, but I just was not impressed. Never liked this from the very beginning, and like I said, in my best GSP voice, I was not impressed by your performance, John Jones.
It's like Glover had no game plan. It's almost as if Glover himself was thinking his only shot was the knockout.
Yeah, Yeah, that was all he was trying for. There was really not a whole lot of
It's
skill.
game
I
plan.
mean, you have to kind of expect that too, because everybody thinks that he was going to go in there and knock him out.
Yeah.
It it really though it was actually a good performance by
It
Jones.
was. It
I mean,
was.
we are we were kind of biased because we don't like Jones, but if you look at it and look and see what he did up against the cage, up against the
Yeah,
octagon
can you really
fence,
say that with
and
a guy that was ranked number 15? Come on, he should have finished the fucking
but
guy.
he was, Glover was on a 20-fight win streak. He hadn't lost since like
But he never
2004,
fought a top 10
2005.
guy in fucking light heavyweight division.
Standing right in
He
front of
beat
him.
Sokoju. I mean, he's beat some maybe not top guys, but Rampage probably, where Bader was the highest ranked
Exactly.
fighter that he's
Bader was,
beaten.
you know,
But he's the way he's won is kind of does kind of give him some credibility.
it did nothing. It did nothing for me. Absolutely nothing.
Me neither. By far, that's not his best performance to me. I don't think.
Yeah, let's wrap this one up here. John Jones wins by unanimous decision with all three judges' scorecards reading 50-45. And Damon picked John Jones by 7-3. He got 4 points. Jeremiah Teixeira by KO and 2, 0 points. And I went with John Jones by TKO and 3, and I got 4 points. Okay, let's move on to the next one. The one that I thought was a more exciting fight from the get-go. Phil Davis versus Anthony Johnson. This one didn't unfold as I had expected it to. I was actually expecting more aggression from Anthony Johnson, but I guess he did what he needed to do to secure, the win in his UFC comeback. And Anthony Johnson wins by unanimous decision with all three judges' scorecards reading 30-27. Comments on that one?
Yeah, I think he looked pretty flat-footed, but I mean, he was he was doing things to Phil Davis that no other fighter has. He was, I don't remember what they had Johnson ranked at, but Phil Davis was ranked at number 4, and Phil Davis couldn't get him down. He couldn't do nothing against him.
Yeah, Johnson was ranked number 14.
And it was pretty much one-sided affair. I mean,
Oh yeah, Johnson clearly
From the gate.
owned Davis in that matchup, no doubt about it. And that loss in Davis's loss column now just pumped him way down the ladder as far as I'm concerned. Because how do you keep him in the top? What is he going to go to, 7, 8 now?
yeah, probably. I mean, now all the Davis and Jones fight hype, unless maybe they get the fight going, because Jones has already faced so many of the light heavyweights and beat him. I mean, now he kind of looks like a fool for saying that all before he found out if he was going to win that fight.
Did you hear what Jones said after the fight? He was singing that Pharrell Williams song, I'm
Happy?
feeling happy. It's like, I bet Phil's not feeling too happy. Did you notice how much fucking bigger Anthony was than Phil?
Yeah,
Physically bigger.
I told you guys when he was going to come into
Man,
that, he was gonna be
huge.
bigger.
He looked great, man. I mean, I really think he might actually be the one to stop John Jones. I mean, I didn't think he was going to be able to stuff them takedowns like that, but he was, Phil Davis is.
Yeah, he was on. I mean, and you have to look at that. Was it that Anthony Johnson was so on and looked so good that he made Davis look so bad, or was Davis having an off night?
I don't think.
I don't think so.
That could be, too, because of the trash talking he was doing with Jones. It's possible that he was more worried about trying to get the win and trying to shoot and try and get it to the ground, trying anything to secure a win. That he was being not as
Cautious.
yeah, not as cautious and not as not actually using skill, being more careless. He's being pretty careless. I mean, he was throwing it and ducking, getting out of the way. I mean, he wasn't using very good technique in that fight.
he overlooked Johnson was 75% of the way he looked tonight. Even on the press call where I said when Jones and Davis was talking shit back and forth, Johnson was on the phone. Davis never said anything about his upcoming fight with Johnson. It was all what he's going to do to Jones.
Yeah, I saw some comments about that too, and he goes, well, why do we want to talk about Johnson? We want to talk about Jones here.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's a shame
of
because, you know, like I said on other shows, Davis was actually supposed to fight John Jones at one point, so that's a big hurting on him. He's probably not going to get a shot for a while now. He's probably going to have to beat 2 or 3 more guys now before he even gets another shot.
But what are they going to do with Phil and Glover? Are they going to give both of them an easy win for the next fight? They're going to match those two up together. It's going to be I really don't know what they're going to do with either one of them. Like you guys said, how far they're going to drop down on the ladder. Because who else is it for them to fight? Who else are they going to match up with them?
Right I would say Glover versus Rashad probably. That would be a good match.
Yeah.
Because...
Yeah, but Rashad's ranked like number 3, isn't he?
I'm not sure exactly what his ranking is. He is pretty high.
Yeah,
I mean, in that division, though, you know, there's only so many top guys that really
Phil
you want to
needs
keep.
To take a lower top 10 guy. He doesn't deserve to be fighting anybody in the top 10 after that performance.
Would Shogun and Glover fight each other?
Wow, the air conditioner just kicked on.
I hear
it. Shogun and Glover, they could be pretty close. I mean, but that's Brazilian on Brazilian.
Yeah, I don't know.
I kind of don't know if they would do that. I mean,
well,
maybe
you guys keep on talking. I'm going to go inside and shut that air conditioner off because that's terrible.
Maybe somebody like Owen St. Preux would be a good person to try and get Owens up in the rankings. Teixeira, I think, you know, he's going to do good in the division. The only problem is Jones is so good using his height and reach that I really don't see too many people able to compete with him. I mean, he's a master at using that height and reach.
Yeah.
But Anthony Johnson looked amazing. I was totally surprised. He didn't look gassed at all. Even after 3 rounds, he didn't look gassed. And after the fight, I loved his comments about Phil. You know how he said something about how Phil was gonna walk out of it with the win. Johnson was like, "No, I got the win."
He was happy, and he was also humble in the post-fight presser. He didn't call nobody out. He said he's taking it one fight at a time. But I was impressed with him, man. I liked it. I'm actually glad Phil lost for the simple fact that he overlooked Johnson, all the shit he was talking about. Jones was smashed, Davis, by what I seen last night. He don't want no Jones.
Yeah, I mean, that looked pretty bad.
Well, I guess we're going to have to look at that air conditioner making all that racket in the background.
It's
not that bad, really.
No, it's not good.
No, it's not that bad.
No, it's not that bad. I mean, and there's no copyright on it, so.
We're in the good. What about, you said St. Preux, OSP versus Davis?
I don't think
No,
that
not
would be
David. Against Glover.
Glover, yeah.
I don't even know if that would be a good matchup. I mean, OSP, yeah, he's only, way down there in the rankings, right?
He's ranked 11th.
Yeah,
So
I think he moved up quite a bit then from that last fight.
Oh yeah, I mean he hasn't lost in the UFC.
He's talented. I like him. He's under the radar.
I think he's
They're both bangers. They're both bangers.
I think he's a little too talented for that matchup that you were mentioning there.
I don't know.
I think he would destroy Glover Teixeira.
I don't think so. I think it would be a good match. Glover is not a chump. Go back and look at.
No, I'm not saying he's a chump. I'm just saying. Come on.
Anybody with good movement is going to give Glover a tough time. He's flat-footed as hell, man. He needs to be fighting in a phone booth. That's the only chance I give him.
You got to go back and watch all of Glover's fights. I
Yeah,
mean,
but again,
he
you
has
know,
dominated guys.
you're trying to, say that, the guy is a decent fighter and everything like that. He may very well be, but, who has he fought again? Biggest win is Bader.
He's beaten Rampage. I mean, yeah. I mean, he hasn't fought the top guys. I mean, he's fought Sokoju back in WEC and
Jesus, that's ages ago, though.
yeah. But I mean, he had a 20 fight win streak going. I mean, the guy
Yeah, but again,
is
25
a
win
good
streak doesn't mean
fighter.
a
He's
whole lot
just,
if you don't have, names on your record that are worthy,
I mean,
I think they'll throw Phil and Bader together.
Who?
Fabio.
Only the logical matchup in the top 10 with anybody that lost tonight, Glover or Davis, would be Bader. Truthfully, I mean, Shogun, Henderson's already locked up with Cormier.
I mean, did you see what Glover did to
Stuff I'm tired of
Maldonado?
Yeah,
I mean, he
somebody
beat him.
like that.
He beat him so bad that they had to stop it for it was a doctor stoppage. I mean,
Yeah.
Glover's a beast. He's not good enough for Jones.
No.
Yeah, I don't think he's good enough for top 5 either.
I don't know. We'd have to see him against more top fighters. I mean, John Jones is kind of like jumping out into the deep waters. Going from the fights he's been in. I mean, Jones is the top right now. I think there's very few people that even can actually give him a worthy fight, and Alex is hopefully going to actually do that again next fight. But
Yeah, but that's always been the case with John Jones. Even if you didn't like him, you have to fucking admit the guy is a beast.
What was tonight? 8th title defense tonight?
I think it was his 8th or
8th.
7th.
13 wins.
Oh,
I think
did you guys see how they were listing his accomplishment? And they, I don't know if it was a UFC graphic or what, but he's ranked as the #1 light heavyweight with the most wins. And Tito Ortiz got wind of that, and he was all pissed off. He goes, "Wow, that's pretty low, man. You guys are erasing me from the UFC history books." Tito Ortiz actually has one more win. He has 15, and I believe Jones has 14 or something like that, right?
I think so. And Rogan, well, I think it was Dana White in the post-fight presser last night saying how he's been through Murderer's Row. I mean, he's fought a bunch of, I wouldn't say has-beens because they're still relevant right now, but as far as up-and-coming young fighters on the same level as him, Gus, and you've seen what happened, he looked average.
Yeah, he did.
You have to admit, though, but at the time when he fought Shogun, Shogun was being touted as the greatest light heavyweight in the world in history, maybe the greatest light heavyweight of all time.
I thought
Yeah,
Shogun
but he
was
also
doing
had
that.
the belt. He also had the belt too.
Yeah,
The,
I thought
the,
Shogun was
the UFC seems to do that all the time with their title holders. I mean, the best in the world every time. It's
Oh, and in the light heavyweight division, too, the belt was changing hands a lot. There was, not somebody who really held it for a long time.
yeah.
UFC hypes everything up.
John Jones. I mean, the guys he has faced some tough opponents, but
All right,
take
so
away
any more
that.
comments on this one here, Anthony Johnson versus Phil Davis? Any more
Let's
comments
get
on this
back.
one?
I can't wait to see him fight again.
Yeah, I can't wait neither. It's one of my new favorites right now.
Yeah, I was always a fan of Anthony Johnson.
Yeah.
And, when I was talking to you guys on that other show where we were speaking about Anthony Johnson, when I just brought it up randomly off the cuff, a lot of people gave him a hard time because, he missed weight 3 times, and that's what led to his demise in the UFC, and ultimately, he lost his contract because of that. But again, when you look at the guy that's walking around at, 230, and sometimes even as heavy as 250, and he was trying to cut down to 170, that's absolute insanity.
Who is the people telling him to drop? Is it him thinking he can make those weights?
Yeah, I actually saw he made a comment. I don't remember where I saw it, but he said, I'm not going to be fighting at 205 anymore. I mean, at 170 anymore. He says, 205 is where I'm going to fight from now on. He goes, and the reason I was fighting at 170 because I thought I would have a big advantage over size and strength trying to cut to 170.
Yeah, see, that's one of the reasons though I wasn't ever really a huge Rumble fan was because of how much weight, I'm not a big fan. Even Hendricks, cutting 45 pounds to fight. I'm not the hugest fan of fighters dropping that much weight to be kind of like the bully,
No.
fighting guys smaller than them.
Yeah, I don't like that either. I prefer that, the fighters fight in
Fighting your
divisions that they
natural
belong.
weight class.
You're going to be more comfortable, and your training camp's going to be better. They said Johnson, this is the best training camp he's had because he's normally got to quit training a month before the fight to get his weight under control.
Yep.
And that's got to be a huge issue, man. Coming in at your own weight, you're going to feel more comfortable. You're going to have more stamina. Your body's not going to be drained. I ain't a big fan of cutting weight neither and bullying people that you should be in a weight class heavier.
Or two.
or two. I mean, Jones, you say he needs to be a heavyweight, but I don't know.
Jones not really. Jones
No.
is actually. I would like to see him fight heavyweights just because there's bigger guys there, but
I don't think that's going to happen for quite some time now because, like we said on the last show, he already said that he's got no designs on moving up to heavyweight now.
No, I think he wants to. I think he wants to take Silva's record, and then maybe he might go up. But until then, I don't think.
It'll probably be late 2015 before he even considers a heavyweight move again. All right, let's wrap this one up here. Anthony Johnson wins by unanimous decision with all three judges' scorecards reading 30-27. Damon went with Davis by decision, 0 points. Jeremiah went with Davis by sub and 2, 0 points. And I went with Anthony Johnson by KO and 2, 4 points. Okay, let's move on to the next one, fellas. That would be Tim Boetsch versus Luke Rockhold, the number 5 ranked fighter versus the number 13 ranked UFC middleweight fighter. And damn, Luke Rockhold looked good in this one, huh, guys?
Yeah, real fucking good.
Most impressive sub of the night.
Yeah, he looked good from the gate. Just the transition he did as soon as Boetsch shot him for the takedown. Man, it was sweet, man.
Yeah, none of us expected a submission. Alone a submission in round one. For those who don't know, Luke Rockhold wins by submission due to Kimura in round 1 at 2:08.
Yeah, that was a killer looking submission. All I gotta say is watch out, Weidman.
I'm telling you.
That Luke Rockhold is the real deal.
And he's huge.
I didn't think he was going to do as well in the UFC, but he's looking pretty damn good, huh?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of those Strikeforce guys that has actually made the transition to the UFC and done well, except for Belfort. But Belfort, the TRT thing when the head kicks. I want to see. I would love to see a rematch of that. I think Rockhold would take Belfort without the TRT.
He called him out after the fight, didn't he?
Yeah. Him or Bisping.
Bisping is off the radar. I'd rather see the other fight.
But realistically, what does this do for Rockhold, though? Because, again, we've got one of those odd situations where the man who was expected to win and was a big favorite, ranked at number 5, was fighting a guy ranked at number 13. So what does that really do for his position in the rankings,
Yeah, I know.
He'll skyrocket.
I mean, if you look at the rankings too, a lot of the things that are taken into factor is how you finished your last fight and how well you dominated. So I mean, I could see him bumping him up a spot or two.
Really? You think so?
I mean, Tim Boetsch is no weak guy. He's a tough, strong guy, and he manhandled him. There was no competition there. I mean, Rockhold got him down, and he put that triangle on, and then eventually got the armbar, or not armbar, but the Kimura, and it just superior skill.
Well, I mean, I think everybody expected, him to win without a doubt. Again, I don't know if everyone thought submission.
It was a perfect game.
When I was looking at what fans were looking at, fans were expecting a KO.
Yeah.
One way or the other, fans were expecting the KO in that.
Well, he's smart. That was a good
win
game
is a win. Yeah.
Yeah.
A win is a win.
Yeah. All right, let's review here how we did on our picks here. Luke Rockhold wins by submission due to Kimura in round 1 at 2:08. Damon went with Luke Rockhold by TKO in 2. He got 4 points. Jeremiah went with Luke Rockhold by decision. He got 4 points, and I went with Luke Rockhold by decision as well with 4 points. So we all got 4 points on that one there. Any other comments on that one before I move on?
Watch out, Weidman.
Yeah, just that my expectations for Rockhold coming into UFC was high, and then he had to step back against Belfort. But I loved him in Strikeforce. When he was in Strikeforce, that's who I was saying could challenge Silva for the belt at the time. But I like Rockhold, man. I can't wait to see him fight again.
Yeah, he's like I said, man. I didn't expect he was going to do so well in the UFC, but damn, he's looking good, man.
But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Yancy Medeiros versus Jim Miller. Another one of those weird matchups here. Number 56 ranked fighter versus the number 9 UFC ranked fighter. Kind of odd matchups they made for this card, huh?
Well, you got to remember this one was Yancy stepped up and filled in.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, like we spoke about that on the prediction show. He was actually matched up with a couple other people before he wound up with this one, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was another submission on the card, and it was a quick one by Miller. Miller actually choked Yancy Medeiros unconscious in the first round, and Jim Miller won that one by submission due to guillotine choke in round 1 at 3:18. Pretty impressive, huh?
Yeah. I mean, he showed some heart by not wanting to tap, but that kind of is one one of the things too. Is like, are you dumb for not tapping too? I mean,
well, he was actually tapping. Wasn't that the fight where he was actually tapping with his left hand, and the ref didn't see it, and then he had to tap with his right hand after that?
I don't think so
because
he grunted it out, man.
He went to sleep.
Yeah.
He didn't want to lose. Props to him for that.
That's what I'm thinking of.
I think you're probably thinking of the Benavidez fight where he had to tap with his feet.
Yeah, that was
hilarious, and that we're going to talk about later because that's one of the undercard fights I want to talk about. Any more comments on this one?
Just that's the first celebration I've seen with an unconscious man laying on top of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, come on, man, get the fuck off.
Like he kind of felt bad. He wanted to do it, but then again, he felt bad. I mean, it was funny as hell.
Oh, that was the one where he woke up and he was like, where the fuck am I, right?
And he was like, calm down. You got to joke the fuck out.
We were kind of joking about that one last night when we were watching it. It was like, he wasn't going to go out, and then boom, unconscious, and he wakes up, he's like, where the fuck am I?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was... That was awesome. I mean,
yeah, it was. All right, let's wrap that one up there. Jim Miller wins by submission due to guillotine choke in round 1 at 3:18, and Jim Miller actually choked Yancy Medeiros unconscious in round 1. Damon went with Miller by sub in 2, 7 points. Jeremiah went with Miller by KO in 3, 4 points, and I went with Miller by sub in 2, 7 points. Okay, let's move on to the last one here that was on our prediction show, and it was the first fight on the main card. Andre Fili versus Max Holloway, the number 40 ranked fighter versus the number 25 ranked fighter in the featherweight division. Fili actually got off to a good start, winning round 1, and round 2 was actually pretty close that I thought could have gone either way. But then Max Holloway turned things around, and he wins by submission due to guillotine choke in round 3 at 3:39. Comments on this one?
That might be the submission you were thinking of, where he had to tap with the other hand.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that was the one.
Holloway, I was picking decision, but Holloway looked as good as I thought he was going to. He's an outstanding fighder. He's very disciplined.
You weren't in the first round? I was looking at the first round. I was like, holy shit, we're going to lose this one, man. In round 2, I was like, oh shit.
Oh, no, I didn't have any doubts.
You didn't think Fili looked good?
No, Holloway looked good. I mean,
thought Fili looked fucking awesome in round 1.
Well, he was coming out looking good, but Holloway was still in the fight. It wasn't like Fili was dominating him or anything in the first.
I
I
scored
mean,
round one all Andre Fili, man.
Yeah, I did too. Holloway actually had been sick for the past week. He wasn't even able to train last week, he said.
Oh, really? Yeah, I just thought we were all going to get it wrong. I was like, holy shit, man, how could we all be so wrong on that one? But then again, too, the odds makers had that one as a flip of a coin, and fans were favoring Holloway, which is why I made my pick for Holloway.
Holloway's a good fighter. I mean, like I said, his losses have been to top guys. I love watching the guy fight. Those spinning back kicks he's doing, man, he was catching them almost. I think he only missed one. He was doing some bad damage with those kicks. Holloway looked amazing from in the second and third rounds.
Really?
I,
You thought
I
he looked
thought
amazing in round two?
he was landing those shots. I mean, you could tell he was hurting them. I mean, you could see the energy in Fili leaving from those body shots and everything. Holloway looked great in that fight. I
I wouldn't
think
go
he
that
looked
far.
okay in the first.
I wouldn't go so far as saying he looked great, but yeah, he looked good enough to win anyway.
I thought both fighters looked good. I thought it was a hell of a fight. What is that? Fucking ear gauges in Fili's ears that they had covered up?
Yeah.
Yeah, we were looking at that last night. We're going, what the fuck is that, man? Is that
Yeah,
because he has those big old things in his ear, those
Yeah.
plugs?
Yeah. Guess they was afraid
Taped
of
it up so the
finger.
hole wouldn't get caught when they were fighting. Is that what it was?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
we were joking about that too. Could you imagine if you're fucking sitting there striking and you're throwing your hand out and your thumb got caught in your fucking earlobe like that?
Fatality.
Oh, he's got a hole in my thumb. He broke my thumb with his earlobe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you look at the UFC stats for strikes, round 2 it was 22-8 in total strikes, 18-8 in 6 significant strikes, and then round 3 was 17-6 total.
We use the stats to sometimes pad our argument, and then we argue about the stats when we're talking about other things when we don't like.
I don't know. I guess
I don't even
I'm
look
just
at
a
stats.
Holloway fan. I guess I'm a Holloway fan, and what I seen from him, I thought he looked amazing last night.
No, I never look at stats.
I look at them once in a while, but usually only if I perceive it as a total fucking beatdown, like with the Brock Lesnar and the Shane Carwin fight. I mean, to me, when you're looking at those stats on that, it's like, especially after watching that beatdown, you had to go see how many fucking times did he actually hit him.
Well, I was using the stats because you didn't think it was that good, and I actually thought it was good.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. We use the numbers to pad our argument, which is understandable.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Agree to disagree. Move on.
Yeah, let's review this one here on how we did here. Max Holloway wins by submission due to guillotine choke in round 3 at 3:39. And all three of us went with Max Holloway by decision. We all got 4 points. And wrapping things up here, in regard to how we did with our predictions, Rich went 5-0 with his picks for 23 points out of 50. Dana went 4-1 with his picks for 19 points out of 50. Jeremiah went 3-2 with his picks for 12 points out of 50. Iron Horse and David also submitted their picks on the site. And as far as Iron Horse goes, he went with Jones by TKO on 2, 4 points. Davis by decision, 0. Rockhold by decision, 4. Miller by TKO on 2, 4. Fili by decision, 0. And that made him 3-2 with 12 points out of 50 on the main card. And then David, he also submitted his picks. He went with Jones by decision, 10 points. He went with Davis by sub, 0 points. He went with Rockhold by TKO, 4 points. Miller by decision, 4 points. And Fili by KO, 0 points, making him 3-2 with 18 points out of 50 on the main card. So, not too bad. I mean, it wasn't a fantastic night of picks, except for me. I was great.
Oh, yeah. Pop your collar.
Yeah, I didn't get all the methods and rounds correct, but at least I went 5-0.
Yeah.
All right, and let's see. I wanted to talk about a couple of other bouts as well here. More than likely, we're going to speak about all of them really briefly here, so let's try to keep the comments short on these.
Yeah.
But do you guys remember me stating on the prediction show that I wasn't sold on Jessamine Duke just yet?
Call that one.
Yeah, well,
Like
I'm sold
rookie.
now. I'm sold on the fact that Duke's performance convinced me that she shouldn't be fighting top 5 opponents in the UFC.
Yeah, I think Rocky broke her ass on the show, man. Just like I said the other day when I questioned her heart. Raquel, when they fought for the finale, I think she damn broke her ass, man. She looked terrible.
Awful. I watched that one again and I was like, oh my god.
And Chick didn't look that good, but she dominated from the gate.
Yeah, so for those who don't know there, Correa defeats Duke impressively by unanimous decision with the judges' scorecards reading 30-27, 29-28, and 30-27. What did you guys think about that one there with the scoring and everything on that?
Actually, I didn't watch but half of that fight. I took a break on that one.
I mean,
your girl was getting beat up, that's why.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Jessamine Duke's supposed to, be a kickboxer type of fighter, and she wasn't throwing any kicks at all, really. I mean,
and you know what else I noticed about her, and I was mentioning this to my nephew. Did you guys notice how when she was going through the motions, that's all it was? She was just going through the motions. There was no intention.
Boring.
Yeah, and she's got the height and reach, and she just wasn't using it.
And her Muay Thai absolutely sucked. Did you see that?
Yeah, I mean, she was getting some shots off, but I mean, the pit bull, was actually getting in and doing stuff, and landing the leg kicks. I mean, at the end of the fight, when you seen Jessamine Duke on the ground and she had that guard up, you could see how bruised her leg was from.
That was nasty, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you would think though, somebody with a kickboxing background or whatever would actually throw kicks, but I don't even know if
she skilled in Muay Thai, or was that just something she was trying for the hell of it? Because she certainly didn't look like she.
I thought they were saying she was a kickboxer during the fight, or had a kickboxing background.
She looked great on the show. She was a beast all around. Her ground game, her striking.
I just
terrible tonight, man.
I just kept saying to my nephew, "Look at that! I mean, she's just like going through the motions. There's no intentions. There's no, ill intent to hurt her opponent when she's going through the motions.
Like a sparring match."
And what was that? And did you guys hear about any of the bitching by Duke's people? They were saying something about unsportsmanlike act by Correa. Did you guys see any of that, or
no?
What did she do?
I don't know. But I kept seeing on Twitter, and all the 4 horsemen were bitching and complaining about something. I don't know what it was.
4 horsemen. I seen that on Facebook the other day. Who is it? Rousey, Shayna, Jessamine, and who's the other chick? The big ass arms.
The one that Rousey trains with.
Yeah. Was that the one that was on the show with her all the time? They helped her coach. Yeah.
But yeah, I just I don't know. Where does she realistically go at this point here? Because like I said, I don't think she deserves to be fighting top 5 opponents in that division. She needs somebody a little easier.
She could be fighting somebody from the Ultimate Fighter show her next fight.
Exactly, I think so.
That's who she would be fighting.
Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and wrap that up and move on to the next one there. Joseph Benavidez versus Timothy Elliott. Joseph Benavidez defeated Tim Elliott by submission due to guillotine choke in round 1 at 4:08. And in this fight here, Tim Elliott actually had his hands trapped, and he had to tap out with his feet, which I've never seen anything like that before. Have you guys?
No. He was tapping like hell, too.
Yeah, that's a new one. That was a new one. But, man, he was bringing it up until then.
He looked good. It was all over damn Benavidez' ass, man. Benavidez said if Elliott would have still had his beard, he said he would have been scared. He said it was all over his ass. I'm glad he fucking shaved his beard.
I don't know, man. Could you imagine if he had his legs trapped as well? And me and my nephew were joking about that, too. We're joking about
verbal.
We're kidding and saying, could you imagine if his legs were trapped as well, and that would only have left him his unit to tap out with?
Who verbal tapped? Was it Big Nog and Frank Mir?
What was that?
No, that was
verbal tap.
That was the ref seeing the arm break and stuff. stopped it.
My day.
But could you envision that? Both Rogan and Goldie announcing both Elliot's arms and legs are trapped, and he was forced to tap out with his Johnson.
Was that his thumb?
He wiggled his nose. He wiggled his nose to tap out.
Yeah, he was frantic, man. He was like, "Holy shit, let me the fuck out of here!"
Yeah.
He was flat-footed, man.
I liked Benavidez's what do you call it? What was it? The Joa Constrictor.
The Showa Constrictor, yeah. He says he trains it all the time. He practices that move.
I mean, that was 1-6 sub 2, but I still think Rockhold had the better sub of the night.
What did you guys think about Danny Castillo versus Charlie Brennerman? Danny Castillo defeats Charlie Brennerman by knockout due to a well-placed punch right on the jaw in round 2 at 21 seconds. And, man, that was brutal, wasn't it?
Beautiful strike.
Perfect timing, man.
Yeah, that was
right on the sweet spot.
Yeah, that was a beautiful strike. I mean,
it was right on the jaw where the jaw meets, and boom, landed that
counter. Perfect timing, man. It was nice.
That would have knocked anybody out pretty much.
Yeah, that was brutal. And then finally we've got Chris Beal versus Patrick Williams. Chris Beal defeats Patrick Williams by knockout due to a flying knee in round 2 at 151. Man, oh man, that Chris Beal flying knee, that was so well placed. I mean, that was just like the one landed by Danny Castillo. It was right on the jaw, and that knee hit on the same spot that Danny Castillo's shot landed, and boom. That was just absolutely brutal, and one hell of a way to make an impression for your debut fight in the octagon, huh?
Exactly. It looked like fucking like a video game. I mean, it was perfectly executed. I mean, he was so high up in the air.
I bet he could dunk a basketball because he was up there, his vertical. That was a crazy fucking fight, man.
And he's not very tall either, is he?
No. Dude, where did Williams fight? WEC? I've seen it. Where did he used to fight at?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think it was WEC, but that was a crazy fucking fight, man. He was running.
Yeah, he was running
around and shit, man.
It was
floundering. That's what I said. Told my buddy, he was floundering.
I don't know. I thought that Chris Beal knockout should not have only won the $50,000 performance bonus, but I thought it should have also merited another $50K for knock the fuck out of the night because, man.
Yeah.
Well, who gets the Harley?
Anything like that before?
Who do y'all think gets the Harley? I think they're going to announce it tomorrow.
I voted for Beal.
Beal?
He was leading when I voted.
Oh, somebody was winning a Harley in that one?
Yeah, somebody wins a Harley from the fights from 172.
I love it. Jones got none of the fight bonuses. I fucking loved it.
Yeah. Well, and again, too, how does that really go to say that, that was John Jones's best performance if he didn't get any sort of a bonus? Performance bonus.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like, I mean, they said UFC pumps anything current up. The Chris Beal knee, it was nice. They said it was the nicest ever, but me and my buddy, we was going over a lot of other knees. I don't know if it's the nicest. The BJ Penn, Sean Sherk knee, the Diego Sanchez over Joe Riggs' knee was nice. There's a lot of nice flying knees out there.
I think the best is
Jose Aldo double knee.
Aldo, yeah.
Double knee. I knew you was gonna say that. It's because that's the best, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was just so impressive. I mean, for that knee to land right on the jaw where the jaw meets.
Yeah. What's the dude standing straight up?
That was just perfect, man.
It was well aimed.
Yeah, like you're saying, Damon, that looked like a video game.
Yeah. Finishing.
Exactly. It
was like a finishing move in Mortal Kombat. He was standing perfectly still.
Yeah,
I mean,
he was actually one of the fighters on the last Tough Show, and I actually expected him to do better on that one than he did.
He broke his hand. Didn't he get injured?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened to him, but I actually expected him to do, fairly decent on that show.
He got hurt early. He got injured early, I think.
Yeah.
Broke his hand or something like that. I can't remember.
But anyway, congrats to Chris Beal for that awesome UFC debut and that KO that earned him a well-deserved $50,000 Performance of the Night award. And let's recap the other bonuses that were on the night there.
No, we didn't talk about the Gummy fight.
Shit. He won 50 G's.
Oh, Gomi, yeah, we didn't talk about that one. Yeah, but that was one of the night bonuses there. So Joseph Benavidez, um, he got $50,000 for that unique finish over Tim Elliott by guillotine choke on round one at 4:08. That was well deserved. That was the one where he forced Tim Elliott to tap out with his feet. And then we've got Takanori Gomi versus Isaac Valley Flag. Each of those men took home $50,000 for the Fight of the Night honors. And in that one, Takanori Gomi defeated Isaac Valley Flag by unanimous decision with all three judges' scorecards reading 29-28. And I thought they were all well-deserved bonuses in my book. What about you guys?
I mean, Gomi did pretty good, but he looked so tired. I mean,
Always.
it just, I don't know. I guess you could have called it the fight of the night, but I mean, until I believe it was in the late second, is when he started switching up his stances, like he usually does, and landing body shots and everything like that. And he really put some damage on Isaac. I haven't heard if Isaac actually has a broken eye or not.
I think the orbital was broke. It looked like it.
But Gomi, I think, was hurt too. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I have to look up I'm
think
not
I
sure if
actually
the
read
injuries
something,
are.
a comment by him after the fight where he said that he's actually considering retirement, but he might fight another fight or two.
Who, Gomi? Gomi called out Cerrone.
Yeah. Maybe it wasn't him. I thought it was him though. I thought I saw something on Twitter about him saying that he was thinking about retirement.
Gomi wants Cowboy. Dana White is putting Cowboy on the shelf. He got injured his last fight.
Yeah. Well, I think Gomi might have. I mean, when at the end of the fight, he was tapping his jaw and pointing to Isaac Valley Flag, and I was wondering if Gomi was saying "you hurt me" or if maybe his jaw got dislocated. I haven't seen any of the injury reports for UFC 172 yet.
Yeah. I didn't do the usual thing and watch the post-fight presser and read everything up. I was partying last night, so when I got back last night, I just checked out to see what was going on, and I saw we had another member join the site,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of went to bed pretty quickly after that.
Yeah, all in all, man, I thought it was a great event.
Yeah, and I was going to say, and finally, an event where all of the judges seemed to be on the same page when it came to rendering scores.
Exactly.
It was easy. It was pretty easy. Finishes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even in the decisions, they were all on the same page.
Yeah. I mean, but, when you look at the decisions, they were kind of easy to make.
Yeah, exactly. But, we've seen some wild shit in the past before with the judges,
Yeah, we have. But we're not in Brazil,
Yeah, wrapping this event up here, I thought it was actually a great event, a fantastic night of fights with some exciting fights and finishes. And on a scale of 1 to 10, how did you guys rate this one?
I would give it at least an 8.
Yeah, 7.5, 8, easily.
Yeah, I thought it was an 8. I thought it was a great event. Okay, guys, we're at the end of the show here. I do want to mention one more thing here. The Martial Arts Expo 2014. We actually did a second show with Shelley Evans for the Martial Arts Expo happening on May 30th and 31st. And on that show, we had co-founders of the Martial Arts Expo, Shelley Evans and Erin Adams, Mary Sapp, Director of Operations for Tribal MMA, and martial arts legend Bill Superfoot Wallace. Seemed to be a very nice guy. But look for that one there. I still have to go into post-production on that one after I do this one. I was hoping to have that done by today or tomorrow, but I didn't even get that one started, and I didn't start this one yet, so probably won't get that one out straight away like I had planned. And the other thing, the hot chick, Brittany was back last night.
Yeah.
Told you, man.
I had to mention that since we spoke about that on the last show.
Yeah, I was thinking about that as soon as I seen her. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what Rich was thinking.
Yeah.
She's usually only on pay-per-views, usually on the Fox ones too, but she wasn't on the Fox one, so I could see where you were.
So it's funny, you're saying she only does pay-per-views?
Most of the time, that's all you see Ariani and her doing is pretty much the pay-per-views and the UFC on Fox, the home network Fox ones. The other ones
that new
are
hot chick that they had the last event.
Tom.
I'm kind of partial to that new hot chick they had for the last event, that blonde chick. I don't know her name, but she was fine.
Yeah, she was.
Give me one of those.
I still like Brittany.
Better not let your wife watch.
What happened to Chandela? Haven't seen her in a while.
You know what happened to her?
I thought they released her.
You know why?
Is that the one that beat up her boyfriend?
No, that was Ariani.
Ariani,
They cut Chandel because she actually had some softcore porn in her past that they found out about.
Oh, and Brittany and Ariani's both done Playboy. I mean,
exactly.
I think they were just looking for a reason.
Yeah, I don't remember. I actually saw the pictures, but that was years ago. I don't remember exactly what it was.
The UFC's
couldn't have been all that.
Yeah.
Clean and
all that bad because it didn't leave an impression on me.
The clean and squeaky, foul-mouthed Dana White president of the UFC.
Yeah. It's like, oh, you did some softcore porn. We're sorry. We're gonna have to let you go. Fucking, you know what I'm fucking saying? I'm sorry.
Also, fucking did some fucking porn. I mean, are you fucking serious?
What was that other chick, the Canadian chick who they cut too for doing porn?
I don't.
She went by the name of Annabelle. Busty Annabelle, that was her porn name.
I mean, for real, I mean, you've got guys that are juicing and stuff like that, and that's their main concern is an octagon girl that's been in porn.
Yeah,
look at Tito Ortiz. He was married or going out with a porn star.
I mean, and not only that, you're looking at the chicks who have done Playboy, and they're actually, pretty much showing everything they had.
Yeah. That's a pretty poor excuse to get rid of ring girls.
I agree. All right, any more comments, guys, before we wrap it up?
Yeah, one more thing. I bet John Jones would love to see some of those ear gauges. He poked those ear gauges.
Yeah, I really do hope that they address the eye poke issue and
Yeah.
They do need to after seeing that with John Jones and that hand being on top of Glover's head. I mean that's not only disrespectful, but that is dangerous to have your fingers that close to a guy's eye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I noticed today too. A fighter from South Africa contacted me through Twitter and said he wanted to be on the show with us. So he joined the site today too.
Didn't he say he fights?
Yeah.
He fights MMA? Yeah, I seen that today.
Yeah, hopefully we can get him on the show. And,
we need to do an all-topic show.
Yeah, we'll do another show soon here, but let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. Thanks for joining me, guys. For another show. I don't know exactly when we're going to do another show, but we'll do another one soon. And like I said, we've got a couple other people looking to join us on the show. That fellow's name from South Africa, his name is Walt, and he's going to be joining us probably on the next show, hopefully.
What is the next show? Fight Night, Brown Silver? What is that?
I'm not even sure yet, because I am so far behind with the shows. I mean, I get stuck doing the post-production on these things, and sometimes it's days and days before I even get back into the swing of things, Yeah, that's why when you guys see I disappear from the site, I'm there popping in every once in a while, but when I'm just doing the post-production work, man, I'm just lost in that world.
I just posted the next 3 UFC events on the UFC column of the website, so we'll just check that out.
Yeah. Matt Brown and Eric Silva already, Silva's just come off a win, so he's going for a loss.
It's going to be a hell of a fight, man. I like Silva, but
I do too, but he's
not a sure bet.
He needs to string some wins together, and Matt Brown's probably not going to let him do that.
Yeah, Matt Brown's on fire. He's coming off an injury too, isn't he?
Yeah, I believe so. I love watching that guy fight.
Yeah, I like him too.
Man. He's intense.
Yeah, people are giving him a lot of shit. He didn't deserve to get a shot at this or that, and blah, 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 blah. And then, how do you deny it? I mean, he had like 7 straight wins, didn't he, or something like that?
I don't know if it was 7 straight, but he's got a very impressive record as of late. It was, well, actually, it is 1, 2, 3, 6 6 wins in a row.
6 wins.
Wasn't he supposed to fight Condit at one time?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight somebody, and it was a big fight for him, and they were saying that he didn't deserve it. But again, like I said, when a guy has, gone 6 in a row like that, and pretty impressive finishes, didn't he have some impressive finishes in those?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, it was four of them, and his last 4 were either KOs or TKOs. Round 1 against Powell, his last fight was round 1 KO. And then the other 3 are round 2 KO, TKO.
But it kills me how wishy-washy the fucking fans are, because there was another site that I was affiliated with where, these guys were banging and, saying the guy doesn't deserve it, this and that. Then all of a sudden, the next day, yeah, this guy deserves it. It's like, make your fucking mind up, people. Does the guy deserve the shot, or does he not deserve the shot?
It's the same in every sport. You got the bandwagons. People like to jump on them and jump off of them.
Yeah, even more so in MMA, I think,
Oh, yeah.
The UFC is known for their trains.
I've been on it since UFC 1.
They got them hype trains that they love to chug along.
All right, guys, like I said, we'll do another show. I'm not sure when we're going to do it, but we'll get Walt on that show, and as always, you guys are welcome to join us for that one. But let's go ahead and say goodbye here, and we'll see you guys next time.
All right. See you later, MMA world. I'm out.
All right, guys. Good night.
Have a good one, Jeremiah.
You too, buddy.
Thanks for the show. Thanks a lot.
We'll see you later, man.
All righty, bye-bye. Bye.
Someone